welcome back. Hope you had a lovely week and thank you for joining me once again today. Before we start, if you like my content, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to show your support. If you recall last week, we touched on the idea of failure, mentioning how the only real failure is failure not to try, and how silly it is to let the imaginary thoughts and opinions of other people stop you from living your life. This week kind of links on from that, as I wanted to talk about what Patanjali calls the sloth mentality. In his aphorisms, he mentions that it is tempting to relax from our duties, take refuge in ill health, and hide under a nice warm blanket. You can attack your sloth on the subconscious level by quiet persistence. You are never too weak for that, and the sloth will relax its hold over you little by little when it understands that you really mean business. We may be growing most strongly at a time when our minds seem dark and dull, so we should never listen to the promptings of sloth, which will try to persuade us that this dullness is a sign of failure. There is no failure as long as we continue to make an effort. Now, I think that the first question which arises in my mind when I read this passage is, what in the heck is sloth? Well, I believe that the sloth is a term used to describe laziness of the mind. It is a term to describe those times where we just feel tired and CBF to do something productive in our lives. It's a term which describes our lack of action, which results in us, for example, plopping ourselves in front of the TV instead of working on that project or idea that we want to do. For me, sloth came in the form of this feeling where I just wanted to relax, where I felt that I was too tired to do whatever it was that I wanted to do. So I didn't. As a result of this, I was never able to action those little ideas that I had, which meant that it took me over 5 years before I was able to start working on a side hustle or researching something that I wanted to do. It was because of the sloth that I didn't follow my dreams and I stayed put right where I was. I bring this up as I think it encompasses a problem which I see a lot in the people that I love. They have these ideas, this urge that they want to change something about their life, whether it be starting to stream, starting a business, buying a property, or going back to study. They all have a grand idea, a grand plan, but yet none of them seem to follow through. Or worse, they start and then give up as soon as it gets difficult. I believe this is the sloth in us. It is this sloth mindset which causes us to give up, causes us to not push through when the going gets tough. It's the sloth within us that stops us from achieving greatness within our lives. I'm sure if you take a second to think, there will be some idea, something that you have wanted to do or try, but for some reason you just never got around to actioning it. Or if you did, you gave up as soon as it was too hard or too much effort. Now that we have identified what the sloth is, how do we counteract it? How do you ensure that it doesn't negatively impact your life? Well, as Patanjali puts it, when you notice the sloth, when you notice those excuses or feelings of tiredness creep in, you need to push through. You need to find your will to be stronger than the sloth. You need to show it that you are the boss and you are strong enough to push through when you would otherwise give up. You need to train your mind to be strong and to realize that if you listen to the sloth, nothing in your life will change. Therefore, you need to be able to push through that tired feeling and recognize that everything worth having in life doesn't come easy. You can't expect a big life change to happen overnight. You need to be that driving force which propels your life in that direction that you want. No one else is going to be able to do that for you. So really, you have two choices. You either listen to the sloth, sink into the feelings of tiredness, laziness, and excuses, and have nothing in your life change, or you decide to be strong. You decide to work and push through those feelings to propel yourself towards greatness. I know which one I would choose. Do you? Well, that's it for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed learning about the sloth mentality. Tune in again next week as we discuss the idea of energy. As always, hope you have a magical week and thank you guys so much. Bye!